Today's special guests, as I mentioned, discussed our crisis at the southern border with the House Republican Conference. And make no mistake, this is an invasion. We also have with us here today our Whip Steve Scalise, Congressman Chip Roy, who was instrumental in preparing this briefing today. Special guests focused on highlighting Joe Biden's border crisis. We have Tom Homan, who is a constituent of my district, former ICE director.
I started my career as Border Patrol agent in 1984. I'm the oldest guy up here. But I spent 35 years enforcing immigration law. I'm going to say this. I've worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I ever worked for came into office and wanted to secure the border because they realized a secure border protected our national security. Joe Biden's the first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured the most secure border we ever had. This is just not an immigration crisis anymore. It's just not a public health and public safety crisis anymore. This is a national security crisis. We have recorded over 700,000 gotaways since he came into office. If anybody's going to sit there and say, I don't think a single one of that 700,000 came here to do us harm, then you're ignorant. This is a national security issue. For the first time in my life, I've never been more concerned about the safety and security of this nation than I am right now. And they did it on purpose. It's time the American people stand up and demand we secure the border. It's time people stand up and demand the Secretary of Homeland Security actually tell the truth under oath. When he says the border is secure and they have operational control, talk to the men and women of the Border Patrol. They have lost operational control of our southern border. This country no longer can contain what comes across that border. The numbers speak for themselves. We're in trouble. Got to take this. We got to do a fight. We got to fight for the future of this country. We are in trouble, and it scares the hell out of me.
Congressman Chip Roy, who was instrumental in preparing this briefing today.
How many of y'all have done ride-alongs with Border Patrol down in the Rio Grande Valley or down along in Laredo or anywhere in Texas or on the border? How many of y'all sat down at the Rio Grande and met a migrant coming across the river? Have you done that? Have you looked into their eyes? Have you talked to them to understand what's actually going on? And this administration and our colleagues on the other side of the aisle cynically allow that in the false name of compassion to occur. And it's the false name of compassion. Open borders. Americans and migrants both are suffering. Inexcusable breach of the law. The law requires that the border be secured and that we have operational control. The Secretary of Homeland Security brazenly lied under oath to the American people, saying that he and this administration have operational control of the border in the House Judiciary Committee. He lied. He's telling the American people a lie. And they are supposed to detain under the law. And he has no excuse for non-detention. We're here to stand up for the forgotten Americans right now who are taking it on the chin, and we're actually standing up for migrants who are being abused in the false name of compassion. We're not going to continue to stand by while this country is invaded. This administration's purposeful actions, and we're not going to stand by and allow that to continue to happen.
When we met with Border Patrol agents on the front lines, they said that this crisis will get even worse with the Biden administration's catastrophic plan to lift Title 42. And this isn't just a problem or crisis for districts in Texas or along our southern border. We're also feeling this crisis in states like New York, in my home congressional district. Make no mistake, every state is a border state. Every district is a border district. You see, I represent Border Patrol families in the North Country in New York. Some of these agents have been transferred from the northern border to the southern border over and over and over again, taking these hardworking officers away from their families and leaving our northern border understaffed. House Republicans remain committed to holding Democrats accountable for this catastrophic failure. You do not have a country if you do not have secure borders.
America's southern border is under siege, and it is a national crisis. Border security is national security, and it's at risk right now. He did it deliberately. He started it day one when he stopped building the wall, and he got rid of the policies that were working. Remain in Mexico, the Northern Triangle agreements. These were all protocols that allowed a legal process of immigration to start working again, and it's completely unwound. Unwound to the point where we've had over 2.5 million people come into our country illegally that we caught. That's larger than the city of Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in America. More people have come in that we've caught. And as has been pointed out, at least 700,000 that we know of that got away. We're talking about over 160 different countries are represented that we know of who've come across our southern border illegally since Joe Biden opened it up when he became president. I went down there like a majority of my Republican colleagues have gone down to the border. We got to embed with our Border Patrol agents. And they'll tell you what the problems are, but they'll also tell you they know how to fix the problem. The real thing that frustrates most people in this country when they're watching this border crisis is that Joe Biden is the one who took the Border Patrol agents off of patrolling the border, won't let them do their job, literally gave them stand-down orders. We saw many Border Patrol agents over at some of these detention facilities, changing diapers and giving processing papers to people to be sent to other states. We don't even know where they're going. We've asked those questions, by the way. I would hope the press asks those questions. How many people does the administration know have come in illegally, and where are they? Where have they been sent? Who's in charge of keeping track of whether or not they're even being followed around to know where they are, if they're supposed to show up in court and they miss their court dates, which by large percentages we see happen too. This shouldn't be happening in the United States of America, who, by the way, are making billions of dollars a month trafficking people into our country illegally. So Joe Biden has created a multi-billion-dollar industry. This has to end. Joe Biden needs to do his job, secure our southern border, and protect America's national security. We're surely going to continue to fight for this to be fixed. We're also going to continue to highlight just how bad it is, because it is a national crisis, not just in Texas and other border states, but as we know, every state now is a border state because of what Joe Biden's done to open up America's southern border.